The moment the old man dropped his coins, the sound sliced through the bakery like a warning. Metal skittered across the floor, sharp and humiliating, and every conversation died at once. People stared. Some sighed. Someone behind her muttered, "Hurry up!" The old man froze, as if moving would make things worse. His shoulders curled inward like he was trying to disappear. She watched his hands tremble as he bent down, one coin at a time, apologizing to no one and everyone. His jacket was too thin for the season, his shoes worn down at the heels, his face lined with a tired dignity that had learned not to ask for help. The line grew restless. The cashier glanced at the clock. Time, patience, and kindness were all running out at once. She felt the familiar urge to look away. Everyone did. It was easier to pretend this moment wasn't happening, easier to protect the fragile bubble of her own mourning. But something tightened in her chest, an uncomfortable truth she couldn't ignore. This wasn't just about bread or money. It was about how quickly the world teaches people like him that they are a burden. The old man finally gathered the last coin and held them out in his palm, counting again, slower now, terrified of being wrong. He whispered the price under his breath, already bracing for rejection. The silence stretched, heavy and cruel. Before the cashier could speak, she stepped forward. "Please," she said softly, placing her card on the counter. The sound was small, almost insignificant, yet it cut through the tension like light through a crack. "I've got it." The old man looked up, startled, as if kindness had spoken in a language he barely remembered. For a second, he didn't move. His eyes searched her face, unsure whether this was real or just another moment that would vanish if he trusted it. When the cashier nodded and rang up the bread, the line exhaled, relieved, not out of compassion, but convenience. She handed him the warm loaf. Their fingers brushed. "Thank you," he said, his voice breaking on the words. Not loud, not dramatic, just honest. She smiled, a simple human smile, and stepped aside. To everyone else, the moment was already over. To her, it felt like the beginning of something she couldn't yet name. He stood there for a moment after she moved away, holding the bread as if it might disappear. No one else noticed. The line shifted forward, conversations resumed, and the bakery returned to its usual noise. Life, efficient and indifferent, kept moving, but inside him, something long forgotten had stirred. He found a small table by the window and sat down, breaking off a piece of the bread with careful hands. The warmth seeped into his fingers, into his chest. It wasn't the food that moved him most. It was the way she had looked at him. Not with pity, not with impatience, just as a person worth noticing. Outside, people hurried past, wrapped in coats and worries. He watched them through the glass, chewing slowly, letting the moment stretch. For the first time in weeks, the ache in his chest wasn't hunger. It was memory. A younger version of himself. A life where he mattered to someone. Across the street, she walked on, already pulled back into her own day. She didn't look back. She didn't need to. The act had cost her almost nothing, yet it had quietly rewritten something inside another human being. That was the strange power of kindness. It asked for no applause, no proof, no reward. Later that afternoon, when a young boy bumped into the old man and dropped his books, he didn't hesitate. He bent down despite the pain in his knees and helped gather the scattered pages. The boy smiled. The old man smiled back. The kindness didn't end in the bakery. It traveled, soft, unseen, and unstoppable, passing from one heart to another, reminding the world that even the smallest gesture can echo far beyond. The moment it is given,